there, it's BoardGameDave, and today we're taking a look at the BoardGameGeek top 100 games of all time and tier ranking every single one. Now, this is something I've seen people do over on Instagram, and I figured I'd kind of hop in on this trend. And if you're not following me on Instagram, by the way, there's a link down in the description. You can check me out over there. I'm frequently sharing stories and posts so you can see kind of what I've been playing lately. But for right now, let's jump right into this tier list. All right, so this is a website called tiermaker.com, and somebody has gone to the trouble of importing the entire BGG top 100 as of July 17th of this year into this website. So here's all of the cover art, and we're gonna put them into ranks. Now we have A, B, C, D, and F, as well as S, which stands for super or superior, whatever you want. And then there's haven't played but want to, and then haven't played but don't want to, which will make all of the games that I haven't played yet much, much easier to sort. So I think without any further ado, we're just gonna jump right in. Mage Knight, I've heard amazing things about. I would love to play it, although I'd prefer to play it maybe solo, but I'll put that right here. Lords of Waterdeep was one of my first worker placement games I ever played, and I do like it a lot, although it's a little bit dated. Maybe I would give it like a C? Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Castles of Burgundy, really great game. I own it. It is fantastic. The deluxe edition is absolutely insane. I would maybe put it in like a B range. I like it a lot, but it's a little bit long sometimes. War of the Ring, Lord of the Rings based game. It sounds like a huge epic. I am curious about it, but I've heard it's extremely long, so I might put it... I guess I would like to give it a try, but I'm worried about the length, so I'll put it there. Puerto Rico I've played once, although I think we played it incredibly incorrectly, maybe. And I'm not sure if I've played it since. I'd give it maybe a C as well. It's kind of an older game, so the mechanics just are fine, and the theme is also a little problematic. Eclipse, another one of those games I've heard that is epic and incredible, but also very, very long. This one I think maybe I wouldn't be interested in playing because of that length. I feel like that could go like 5 or 6 hours. I could be completely mistaken. Again, I haven't played lots of these games, so, you know, take everything I say about these games with a grain of salt, especially if I haven't played them. 5 Tribes, I really like this as a Mancala system where you pick up different colored meeples, and where you land and the color you land with determines what your actions are going to be and all that stuff. I liked it a lot. I'll put this in the B range, so I'm being a little stingy with my A's and S's so far. Fields of Arle is an Uwe Rosenberg game. I think it's maybe only up to 2 players. I really, really do want to play that for sure. Star Wars Imperial Assault looks like a heavy, maybe a Amerithrash sort of game. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I don't know if I want to play that one. I mean, I'm always curious to any game, but I don't have a burning desire to play right now. Through the Ages, again, an extremely long game, although I do love a Civilization game, and it seems up my alley, so I'll put it up there in the want to play. Gloomhaven, I haven't played, but I have played Jaws of the Lion, and I did realize that that's not my kind of game, so I think I'll put it in don't want to play. Blood Rage I've played, and I actually sort of like it, although it's much more of a dudes on a map, confrontational, you know, war-based game, but I actually find myself enjoying it. Maybe that would go in maybe the C range. Pandemic Legacy, I haven't played. I've played base Pandemic. I think I would like to play that, sure. Okay. Marco Polo, or The Voyages of Marco Polo. Now, this is the original, it looks like. I own the sequel. It's somewhere around here. And I really do like it. So I'll put this... wait a minute. Have I played the original? No. I played it online, I think, so I guess I'll put it here. The Gallerist is a Vital Lacerda game. I've heard wonderful things. I definitely would like to play this. Seven Wonders Duel is a phenomenal game. In fact, I actually have a spare copy that I bought once, I think, that I've been meaning to give away. So as the channel approaches 7,000 subscribers, I would love to give away a copy of this game. It is such a phenomenal game. This is, I mean, is it S tier? I think it is. It's a stupendous, superb, stunning, scintillating game. So I'll give it an S. And there's also this official solo variant, which is really good and extremely difficult. I've done a solo playthrough of it on this channel. It's great. Food Chain Magnate is one of those. Oh, what is the publisher? Does it say? I forget the name of the publisher. It's got a funny name. But I know they're very heavy, intense games. I think I'd like to give it a try, though. I'll put that here. Through the Ages, this is the 2nd edition. Now, why on earth? Let me take a look. Yes, A Story of Civilization and then A New Story of Civilization. So, very similar games. I guess I would play them both. This looks like, is this Kingdom Death Monster? I think there's no title on it, but I think that's what it is. I have sort of a morbid curiosity about Kingdom. Wait, what is it? I wanted to say Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is this video game I've been playing lately. Kingdom Death Monster. It's a weird title, but I think I would like to play that. Give it a try. Mansions of Madness. Now, I don't know too much about this game, but this and Arkham Horror seem not up my alley necessarily, although I don't know too much about them. But at first glance, and from the little bit I know about them, I don't think they're my kind of game. A Feast for Odin is historically my favorite game of all time. I haven't ranked my games in a while, so would it still be number 1? I'm not positive, but for right now, it's got to be in the S tier. It's my top 5 games probably of all time. So, A Feast for Odin by Uwe Rosenberg, one of my all-time favorite games. I'm going to put it right here in the leftmost slot there. Scythe, also one of my favorite games. I'm going to stick that up there as well. Now that's making me think Seven Wonders Duel should be here in the A range, because these are super, super heavy hitters, phenomenal, like such epic, amazing games. We'll figure out where to put that. Robinson Crusoe, fantastic game. I'm going to put that in the A category. I wish I played it more, but it's great solo. I've played it with Hannah as well. It's a surviving on a deserted island. It's so thematic, but the rulebook is a disaster, and it's a beast to learn, but it's worth it. Mechs versus Minions, is that what this is called? I've heard about it. I guess I would play it, but I don't know too much about it. Is that a programming-based game, maybe? Aeons End is a game I've heard so much about, but seems like maybe a dungeon crawler sort of game. Probably not my cup of tea, although Aeons is a phenomenal, or Eons, is a great first word for Wordle. So, pro tip for you if you're out there wordling. Lisboa, I would love to play a Vital Lacerda game. I've heard amazing things. Concordia is a great game. I'm going to put it in the A category. It is so mechanically streamlined and simple. The rule set is like printed on a 2-page rule book front and back. It's excellent. It is so good. I have Solitaria, which makes for a great solo experience. I got a new map recently that I can try, or I have played on. Brass Lancashire is the original that Brass Birmingham is based off of. I haven't played Lancashire, but I would definitely like to, and Brass Birmingham is absolutely in the S tier. Now, it is currently the number 1 game on BoardGameGeek. I actually had to go back and check. But yeah, it's number 1, and then Pandemic Legacy is 2, and then I think Gloomhaven is 3. But Brass Birmingham, absolutely phenomenal. And by the way, if it seems like I'm talking quickly, it's because there's 100 games to get through, although I'm making fantastic progress so far. Next, Anacron, I've played a few times. The base game is great. I played with the expansion. It was so long. I think I would put this maybe in the, don't kill me, Gary, B or C. I think C, because it's not one that I would immediately be like, oh, I really want to play that right now, whereas Castle Burgundy and 5 Tribes I would play right now for sure. Clans of Caledonia, I love this game. It's probably in my top 10. So would that make it an S game? Probably. It's really, really, really good. I talked to Hannah. I'm not sure if she was a huge fan, but to be fair, or to her point, it plays better with more players because it's an economy trading sort of variable market game. It's so, so, so good. Twilight Struggle, I've heard great things. The war theme, historical theme, like, so it's called Twilight Struggle, the Cold War, 1945 to 1989. I'm sure it's great, but someone would have to really convince me to play it with them. So I'll put that in the don't want to play. Terraforming Mars, I've played. It was really long. I've only played it once, and I thought it was fine. I'm thinking, so C is games that I enjoy. I think a D, because I didn't really enjoy it a ton. So yeah, I think I'll put it in the D category. All right, next is Twilight Imperium. This might be the longest game in the BGG Top 100. I'm not sure, but I've heard that this is like a all-day 6+ hour extravaganza. No, thank you. Netrunner. Now this, I don't know anything about this game, which is a rarity. So I don't know what this is. I guess I'm not drawn to playing it right now since I don't know anything about it, so I'll put it here. Decrypto I played once. I was very confused. This was early on in my gaming life, and I was confused by it, but I would want to play it again. So maybe... Oh, see? I know it's good. It's kind of deduction party game, a la Codenames kind of, but I'll put C, I guess. I don't remember a ton about it, to be honest. Pandemic Legacy, again, haven't played, but yeah, I guess I'd play it. Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with playing it. Co-op games are not my thing, which is why I'm hesitating. But Everdell is an amazing game. A game about which I have so much content to make, as I keep alluding to, but I'm really going to do it very, very soon. So I have Everdell expansions to cover, and My Little Everdell and Farshore, which I'll talk about very, very soon. I did a solo playthrough of Farshore, by the way, if you're interested in that, but I'll put it in the A category there. Root I played once. I don't think I liked it a ton, but again, I was pretty new to gaming, and Root is one of those games. Here's a quick tangent about asymmetry in board games. That's my speech about that. Star Wars Rebellion. Now I put Imperial Assault in the don't want to play, so I guess I'll put it there too, although I don't know too much about that game. Barrage, I've heard really good things, so I'll put it right there. Concordia Venus. I haven't played with Venus technically, or at all, but I would be curious. I know it's got like a co-op mode, which sounds really interesting, like a team mode. That's awesome. On Mars, probably my most want to play Lacerda game. I've heard really, really good things. I know On Mars is great, and I've heard Kanban EV is a little bit more easier to get into, so I'm curious about that as well. But On Mars thematically, that is absolutely high on my list to play, although lately the super heavy games haven't been calling to me as much, just with how busy life has gotten. Let's see, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. I've heard things about it, but I don't know if that's my kind of game. I'm sure someone could convince me that it is, and that would be great. Clank is a classic deck building game. I like it. I don't love it, but it's pretty good. I'll put it in the C category there, I suppose. Wingspan is very good. I played it recently at a family get-together with my cousins a whole bunch, and it's very, very good. So I'll put this in, I don't know. I'll put in the A category. I would say Everdell and Wingspan, I feel the same about both of them. They're in the same category there. Power Grid by Stefan Feld, I believe, is one that I would definitely want to play. Paladins, a really good game. I have it here, don't I? I was borrowing it for a while. I would put this in, I think, the B tier. Yeah, B sounds fair for Paladins. Pax Pamir, I've heard really good things about. It's kind of politics in the Middle East. I'm intrigued. Not my normal kind of game, but I like the components. I like the aesthetic decisions that they made in that game. It looks really good. Teotihuacan, phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic. I think it's in my top 10 games of all time. I'll put it in the S category. It is so good, and I really want to play it again. See if Hannah wants to play it with me sometime. Tzolk'in is another T game from, is it Tassini and Luciani? Great collaborative designers. And I'm always amazed how fast this game is, because it looks as big and sprawling and intimidating as a Teotihuacan, but it's so much more breezy and streamlined. So I'll put that in the A category. I wish I played it more often. Cthulhu, Death May Die. Not speaking to me. Innis, or Inish, or I've heard it pronounced several different ways. I don't know a ton about this game. Its art is really interesting. It's not my favorite art style. Probably not my kind of game. I think it's like an area majority game, but again, please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't think I want to play it right now. Underwater Cities, on the other hand, I'm very, very intrigued by. This is a game by Vladimir Suchi, who's a great designer, and I've heard such amazing things. I've watched how to play videos in the past and reviews. I know I would love that game, I'm sure. Clank Acquisitions Incorporated, I think that's the legacy version of Clank. I would give that a try, I suppose. Great Western Trail, one of my all-time favorites, ranked number 2 in my last rating or ranking sesh, so I'll put that right here. It is so, so good. I recently did a video on why I love the solo mode for Great Western Trail so much in the second edition. It is phenomenal. Marvel Champions, I don't think I've played. The card game. I don't think so, but I'm not a Marvel, DC kind of guy. That kind of theme, usually I'm just not interested in because I just don't know anything about these things. So Maracaibo is my number 2 or number 3 favorite game of all time, depending on when I rank them. These two are both by Alexander Pfister, and I love them equally. So yeah, it is phenomenal. It's got a campaign mode. There's an expansion. I still, after maybe 2 years of owning it, haven't incorporated the expansion yet, which is terrible. Kanban Eevee, we talked about it a second ago. A game I would love to play by Lacerda. So I would love to get that to the table sometime and give it a try. Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. I made a review about this game, and I still get people commenting and seeming upset that I didn't like this game, which I feel like I'm entitled to my own opinion. But yeah, and to be fair, it's not my kind of game. I took a leap of faith and tried it solo and wasn't super a fan of it. So that's all. I know F seems harsh, but I think I just was not interested. Frosthaven, Gloomhaven's successor. I probably also wouldn't be super compelled by that one either. Cascadia I've played. I like it. I'll put it in, where does it go? B or C? I like it a lot, but is it as good as a Paladins or a Castle Burgundy? I don't think so. I think C. C for Cascadia. All right, let's see. Eclipse, Second Dawn. This is another one of those extremely long games. I better put it in the don't want to play because it seems very, very time consuming. Race for the Galaxy is sort of an engine building game, I think. I've heard good things. I know there's Roll for the Galaxy too, so I get them mixed up. But I haven't played it, but I would like to play it. Terra Mystica, I played a long time ago. Really early, like when it first came out. And I like it, I guess, but I'm going to put it here with Root and Terraforming Mars. I've played it, thought it was okay. It's also been so long since I've played it that I couldn't tell you too much about it. I know there's the Gaia Project, which is the sequel basically to it. So, oh, there it is. So, yeah, I'm curious to play Gaia Project. I think if they've updated and modernized and maybe streamlined Terra Mystica, that I would enjoy that one. So, another Pandemic Legacy. I guess I'll put that in the one to play just to be consistent. Although I don't think I want to play all 3 of these Legacy games. Let's see. Caverna is Agricola, but the revised edition. So I definitely want to play it. I love Uwe Rosenberg games. I probably want to play any Uwe Rosenberg game ever made. So Beyond the Sun is a really good tech tree engine building game. I liked it. I liked it more than I thought I would. So maybe I'll put it in the C range. Yeah, I think that seems fair. Dune Imperium, I like it. I don't love it. I think this is also probably a C for me. A lot of C's, but isn't C like average? So Arnak. Arnak is a game that when I first played it, I was kind of like not super impressed by it, but I think the more I played it, and then recently I played it at, where was I? Level Up Retreat. And it was for like a World Series of Board Gaming qualifying game or something. And I don't know if I won. I don't think I won. But I think it was just playing with people who know the game really well and know the strategies and things. It really clicked for the first time. And I was like, man, this is a really good game. I should teach it to Hannah. And my friend has all the expansions and stuff. So I'm very curious to play it with the expansions. I'll give it a B, I think is probably the best place for it. So The Crew is a co-op trick-taking game that I like, but I don't love. D seems harsh. I just don't play it a lot, so I'll give it a C, I think. I probably like it more if I played it more. Hegemony, I've heard good things. I want to play it. I've heard it's very heavy, and it's kind of like politics and intrigue. This game just came out, actually. So, yes, I'd be curious about that game for sure. Let's see, The Search for Planet X. I get this mixed up with, there's like a game called Planet Unknown. I don't know too much about this game, and I don't want to look it up right now. I will say, I think it's a deduction game, which is not my favorite. So I'll put it in the don't want to play list for now, but I could be convinced. Obsession. I know people love this game, but every time I see it, it looks so bad, which is so weird because people love the way it looks, and it's like a beautiful game apparently to people, but every time I look at this building tiles, I think this looks like a prototype. It looks terrible to me. And the theme is not Victorian era, courtship and all those things is not necessarily intriguing to me. Next is Sleeping Gods. Now, I have played this once, I think, and it was pretty good. It's an interesting game. You're on a ship and then you end up being teleported to this place where there's like gods and creatures, mythical creatures and things, and you have to battle them. I like Ryan Lockett games usually. It was okay. But I don't know if I want to play it again right now. So I'm going to put it in the D category, although again, that seems kind of harsh. Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. Oh, we're going straight to S. Boom. Easy. The Crew, Mission Deep Sea. Again, you know, The Crew is fine. I guess I would play it. I'm not sure what they changed, but I'd be curious. The Crew is nice because it's so short and you can play however many like rounds or missions as you want. And each mission is like 2 minutes, which is awesome. 3 minutes. Le Havre is an Uwe Rosenberg game, right? From a long time ago. I have heard amazing things. I'm going to put it in the one to play. Boop. Quacks of Quedlinburg, good game. It's a push your luck game. So you're reaching in a bag, pulling out ingredients to make potions, but if you pull too many cherry bombs, it explodes and you lose your progress for the whole round. I love games like that. It's quick, it's fun. I would give it a, again, B. B are games I really, really like. And Quacks, I like. So I guess I'll give it a C for Quacks. Orleans, fantastic. Speaking of bags, it's a bag building game. So it's like a deck builder, but instead of getting really good cards in your deck, you're putting really good chits inside your bag. And they're workers that you use as worker placement. It's a really good game. This, I think I would definitely give a B. If not, an A, I really like it. Ark Nova. Ark Nova is a long, heavy game. I've played it twice in quick succession. I give it a... What do I give Ark Nova? I don't know. Maybe a D, maybe a C, maybe a C minus. I don't know where to put it. I guess C. I like it, but it was really long and it's very heavy. And relearning it does not seem appealing to me. I'm really torn on this. This is right between C and D. I'll give it a D, I guess. Oh, I know. People are going to be so upset. Viticulture, I like. It can't go very long with higher player counts, but it's a good game. I give Viticulture a B, I think. Yeah, I like it. Every time I sit down to play it, I'm like, oh boy, and then I like it more than I think I'm going to. I've just had some very long experiences with it. Too Many Bones. I keep looking into this because it sounds really good. It's made by Chip Theory Games. The art doesn't speak to me. The gameplay doesn't speak to me. All that plastic and the playmats, I don't know. Something about it does not resonate with me. I don't know why. Oathsworn. This is the other game that I don't know anything about. This and what was the other one I said? Netrunner. I don't know what Oathsworn is, but judging from the cover and this rat monster thing, and maybe there's somebody about to hack it to bits with a weapon. Not my kind of game, probably. Heat, Pedal to the Metal, I've played. Have I played in real life? No, I've only played this on BGA, which I don't count technically. But I liked it. I would play it in person. It sounds like we need to play with the modules because we only keep playing the base game. I think we're missing something because people were like, yeah, you're not playing it with the, full game experience. So, Grand Austria Hotel, I really like this game. And there's a solo mode called Let's Waltz, the expansion I haven't used or played with yet. I think I would give this a B. For as little as I play it, every time I think about it, I remember liking it a lot. So it's a dice placement game. Dice drafting, dice placement, I think. Azul is fantastic. I would give it a B, I suppose. Although I really like the sequels, especially the second one, Stained Glass of Sintra, is amazing. Summer Pavilion is really good. Queen's Garden is pretty complex for an Azul game, just so you know. Spirit Island, oh boy, that's the only other video I've made a negative review of. And I know people also didn't like that, but I don't like co-op games. So what am I supposed to do, people? I'm going to give it an F. Seven Wonders is great. It's a card drafting game. Oh boy, I do like it a lot. I'll give it a B. I wish I played it more. Sky Team, I've heard good things about. I would definitely like to play this. It's a co-op game where you're trying to land a plane with dice. And you can't talk, I thought? I'm not sure. Let's see, Age of Innovation. Oh, this is the Terra Mystica. Now, why am I getting confused? Oh, yes, because there was Terra Mystica, and then they did Gaia Project, which is based on Terra Mystica, and then this is a Terra Mystica game? So I guess I'm intrigued, although it looks pretty complex and heavy. Dune, Imperium Uprising, I think is a standalone game. I guess I'd be curious to play it. I like Dune. Dominant Species I played a long time ago. It is such an old school game. It's like cubes and beige. I wouldn't give it an F. Yeah, I played that really early when I got into board gaming, and it was such a long game, especially as a new gamer. We went to Rehoboth for like a board game getaway with some friends, and this guy really wanted to play it, and it took so long, and it really kind of turned me off to it. So, yeah, honestly, I'm wondering if this should be an F, because I don't think I really would want to play this right now. So I guess I'll put it there. El Grande! This looks like the deluxe edition, or this is the original? Okay, because I've played the deluxe edition only, and it is phenomenal. It's superb. I really liked it. I'm going to give it an... Oh, A seems high for a game I've only played a few times, but I really liked it. It's dice drafting, it's dice placement. It's really, really good. Agricola, I've only played on the app. So again, I guess I shouldn't technically rate it because I don't count it as played. I do want to play the physical edition, so I'll put it there. Crokinole, not a board game, should not be on this list, but I have played it. But it's not a board game, people. I just don't think it is. Ugh, it's fun. I'll give it C for Crokinole. All right. Two more. Nemesis is a game I don't know too much about either. I'm sure Gary loves this game. It looks like his kind of game, but I'll put it in the don't want to play category. And then finally we have, I guess, the second edition of Agricola, which again, I would like to play. So, boom! So there you go, my tier ranking for every single game in the BGG Top 100 as of July 2024. And I have to say, this is a really fun experience ranking all of these games and mostly realizing how few of these games I've actually played. Only 44 of the games if you don't count apps or playing online. If you do, I'm closer to playing about half of these 100 games, but even still, there are so many games that I'm sure are phenomenal that are in my want to play. And even if I don't want to play that, I'm sure someone could convince me to play and maybe I'd end up really loving it. So anyway, there you have it in all its glory. My tier ranking of all these games and these S games. Oh, look at them. Feast Road, Great Western Trail, Maracaibo, Brass, Scythe, Claims of Caledonia, Teotihuacan. Games I absolutely love. If you see me at a con somewhere and you mention one of these games, if I have the time, I would love to play them with you. They are so good. So anyways, if you end up doing this yourself, doing the tier ranking, check it out. I'll leave a link to the website down in the description. Post it on Instagram and tag me in it. I would love to comment on your own tier ranking. And speaking of comments, as always, I'm always responding to comments on my videos, so if you want to leave a comment down in the description, if you liked my list, or if you hated my decisions, or have some hateful, spiteful, vitriolic comment to leave about why I put Spirit Island as F or something like that, go ahead and leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and in the meantime, have a wonderful week, take care, and happy gaming. Bye!